What's that minutes again? We have... Alright, so there's a couple of things we can build today. We can either build Cockatrice team, or we can build Pergast spell mains. I kind of want to go with Pergast spell mains because Pergast spell mains is kind of interesting. Okay. Alright, well let's start with looking at can this like be like alphabetical or something? Oh, I think races are alphabetical, so Cockatrice should be like relatively early, I think. Yeah, here are the Cockatrice, and there's a freaking ton of them too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 6. Okay, so we only have 6 Cockatrice, which means that we only have 6 options for Cockatrice, which means that la 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 la. Okay. What are their perks? Your creature's traits, spells, and other effects that are affected by the number of creatures that belong to a certain class act as if they have 2 more of those creatures fighting on your side. Okay, let's keep that in the back of our head. At the start of battle, this creature gains 2 random traits that belong to the same race as the first creature in your party. That would be Cockatrice, which would be bad. Ha. In the same race as the first creature in your party. So is there a Cockatrice skill that stacks on top of itself, maybe? Your creature's attack, traits, spells, and other effects that are affected by the number of creatures that belong to a certain race act as if they have 2 or more of those creatures fighting on your side. Okay, that's kind of interesting. At the start of battle, the races of the last 3 creatures in your party are changed to that of the first creature in your party. Oh, so I don't have to only use all of them, I think. So as long as I use Claw and Cockatrice, then I need 3 Cockatrice in the last slot of the party. This is already confusing. I hate this. Okay, let me write some notes down. We got a notepad. We got a notepad for the notes. Although I guess let me freaking hold on. I actually have a physical notepad here, but let me actually let me actually pull up a physical window capture for the notepad so that I can show you guys the logic here. So we're going to do a window capture. It's going to be notepad. We are going to capture untitled notepad. Cool. So we got our little untitled notepad here. We are going to drag that down so that it doesn't block messages. Let's cap. Alright. Alright. So first thing is Cockatrice Confusion Team. Requirements. All team members must be Cockatrice race. Okay. So for that, we need slot 1. Let me make this like a little bit larger. The question is how much we want. Oh, my head. Okay. So now that we're looking at this, we need to... Okay, we don't need this up here. Okay, perfect. All right. So the first thing, we need Clon Cockatrice at least in slot 4. And it has to be the first spot so that we can... it has to be slot 4. Alright, now let's look at the rest of these. At the start of the battle, the classes of the last 3 creatures of your party are changed to that of the first creature in your party. I don't really care about the class too much. At the start of battle, your Cockatrice creatures get a random Cockatrice trait. That trait doesn't stack. Are there better Cockatrices that I'm just not thinking of? God, this is so bad. Your creature's trait spells and other effects that are affected by the number of creatures that belong to a certain race act as if they have 2 or more of those creatures fighting on your side. I feel like I'm missing something here. Right, I feel like I'm missing something here. Where's my Cockatrice sigil? There's. If all of the creatures in your party are Cockatrices, enemies always have confused. Okay. Okay. All of these have an influence depending on the number of creatures in your party. If all of the creatures in your party are mimics, they each have a 25% to start battles at the top of the timeline. That doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna. Alright. Let's try again. Okay. Looking at all the Cockatrices in here. We have 1. Ooh. This is gonna be so annoying. Alright. At the start of the battle, the races of the last 3 creatures in your party are changed to that of the first creature in your party. Oh wait, I put Clon Cockatrice in the wrong slot. Clon Cockatrice needs to be in the first slot, actually. I'd really rather not have Clon Cockatrice leading the party, but... kind of the core of the strategy. Plus, they kind of look cool, so... Let's look. Your creature's traits, spells, and other effects that are affected by the number of creatures that belong to a certain class set as if they have 2 or more. Traits, spells, and other effects that are affected by the number of creatures that belong to a certain class act as if they have 2 or more of those creatures fighting on your side. So if it looks at and sees we have 6 creatures fighting of the same class, it'll say we have 8? Is that really something that we can utilize? I know there's some spells that deal damage based on the number of allies of a certain race. Let me look here. Realistically, we would want something that could utilize that. I guess the problem with this is that I don't know what other... I guess we can look at what other classes work with confusion. But let's look at these first, and then we'll figure that out. It looks like Cockatrices are designed at least so that you can utilize stuff like that. Target takes a small amount of damage. I'm sure there's stuff that works with confusion as well. Your creatures gain a large amount of attack and the classes become chaos until the end of the battle. That's pretty good. Shuffles the timeline. It's not a bad spell. Enemies are afflicted with burning and caster gains intelligence equal to 10% of the damage dealt. That's not bad. Okay, nothing in chaos spells that really stands out to me, so we'll figure that out in a little bit. Let's look to see if there's any creatures that have any abilities that work with confusion. So we have 3 slots that don't have to be cockatrices. So we should really look for stuff that works with what we want to do. Your chaos creatures have animated gem. I don't know if animated gem uses slots, and I'm not going to be utilizing beacons for this because beacons don't really work well with a theme, actually. Actually, wait, why did I just have a brain fart? Odd one. Strength in numbers. Creature traits spells and other effects that are affected by the number of creatures that belong to a certain race that is affected by your side. Wait, it's the same one. Belong to a certain class set. Race. Okay, so that's different. Cave Cockatrice will only gain 2 Cockatrice abilities. I mean, actually, I guess it stands to reason that we want to throw Cave Cockatrice in the second slot so that we have a chance of getting the other Cockatrice abilities that we don't really utilize. It makes it a little less consistent, but I mean, it's not really bad. So we'll do Cave Cockatrice for the second one. Okay, now we have to figure out the third one. So, at the start of the class of the last 3 creatures in your party are changed to that of the first 3. Class. I really don't want to change the class, actually. Actually, that's a problem. I really don't want that to happen. Which makes me wonder if I should... This is hard, actually. Alright. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Carrion, and I'm going to take Clamorous Cockatrice. And then we're going to figure out what to do with that afterwards. The reason why is because no matter what, first of all of these abilities don't stack. Second of all, I really don't want to change the last 3 slots of my team to match the slot of the first one, because then that takes away a lot of my ability to mix up the team types, and that's really bad. Like, they need to all be cockatrices for the confusion to work. Like, that's a given. And we can throw Minion Master on something. I don't care. But, fuck. Like, yeah. Okay. Now let's make this really easy. Necro Grimoire. Plus Mercurial Slime, if I could find it. I actually don't know if I have the ability to summon it right now. I might have to go get another one, theoretically. Ooh, shapeshifters. I think that actually works with the number of races you have. So, Mercurial Slime. No, I can summon one. That's fine. Okay, so Necro Grimoire plus Mercurial Slime. And we will... Okay, so mass summoning plus minions to everyone. Start a battle. Battle. Equip with Staff of Minions. Okay. Boots of Minion Walking. Okay. Alright. So, that's really easy. That's done. That just makes our lives easier. If I remember right, your creature spells heal instead of dealing damage. When your creatures deal damage to each other, they are instead healed. Your shapeshifters in it traits are 50% more powerful. When your creature heals an enemy, when your creature increases an enemy stats, when your creatures buff an enemy, they debuff them instead. That's really helpful. Okay, so let's go in reverse here. Gain a Scourge spell that matches their class. I don't know what that means. What is a Scourge spell? This creature is immune to debuffs and takes 50% less damage. After this creature takes damage, it is sent to the bottom of the timeline. Kind of bad. Anyways, the Necro Grimoire is 100% going to be a cockatrice, so I don't have to worry about that. After this creature dies, it attacks random enemies 5 times. It's not bad. I'm on page 26 right now. Wait, as this creature dies, enemies take damage equal to 30% of its maximum health. It's kind of bad, though. After this creature dies, there's a 50% chance to resurrect with 100% health. It's kind of really funny, actually. It's not really great, and I'm not planning on running multiple of the same class. I mean, I could. Rellos really only work with the Rellos, so that's not really something I plan on doing. If an enemy targets one of your creatures with a single target spell, this creature casts the same spell on the enemy. Your creatures adjacent to this creature attack 2 additional times. That's cool. This creature takes 50% of the damage in place of your other creatures from its attack or spell, so that's really bad. After your creatures are attacked, they deal damage equal to 25% of their attack to the enemy. Ooh. But they don't attack the enemy. They deal damage equal to 25% of their attack. That's a big difference. This creatures and the creatures adjacent to it always have taunting and defensive. It's not bad. This creature always has repelling and takes 90% less indirect damage. It's not bad. Your creature's repelling buffs now have a 60% chance to prevent damage. After your creatures take damage from a spell, they gain repelling. I kind of like that. Your creature's first 3 non-ethereal healing spell gems have 20%. This creature's first 3 non-ethereal healing gems spells 50% to be cast automatically at the start of the battle. Healing spell gems. Healing spell gems. A spell slinger that has a chance to just do it at the beginning of the battle. I could give this guy, I could fuse him with the arcane grimoire. Or vice versa, actually. I could fuse the other book with this guy so that I have a light element guy. And that'll give me some diversity. I don't really have anything to boost my intelligence on my board, and I don't really know if I'm going for an intelligence build right now. Let me put a note here. Investigating options. Skyward Lopez / light spell damage plus arcane grimoire. Page 6. Let's look at the cockatrices because I don't know if they're physical attackers or not. They're balanced actually, except for you. You're actually slightly more intelligence based. So they're pretty balanced around anything. So we could make them an attack comp. It might be better to not, I think. Let's go back to Necro Grimoire. This is a sorcery book. Your Grimoire creatures share copies of their first 2 equipped spell gems with each other. These creature spells are 100%. Runic Grimoire. Yep. So that's something to consider for the future. Let's go back to page 26, or in this case 25. We're going to look to see if there's anything that pairs with confusion. The spell lane strategy is something that I really want to do, but we're not doing that right now. Not yet. After creatures are healed, they gain a barrier equal to the amount of heal. They gain defense. After creatures are healed, they have a 10% chance to move to the top of the timeline. That's really funny. It is repelling and immune. Huh. That might not be bad, actually. Repelling and immune is actually super good. I only have 1 unicorn, really? These guys only really work with poison. Is there any hazardous creature gain spell gems? Your other creatures that don't have this trait gain their spell gems as well. Kinda crazy. Enemies start the battle with 30% less attack and intelligence. Oh, that's really funny. Oh shoot, I just realized I can't fuse Necrogrim with Mercurial Slime because I need to fuse Necrogrimoire with a Shadow person in order to use a Shadow spell. No. And I'm not willing to put the freaking spell gems on it, the freaking the boots either. Which means I need to put Mercurial Slime onto something else. That's so annoying, man. Whatever. I suppose I was gonna do Necro Grimoire with like something else anyways. Let's change it around. Okay, let's extend the... Extend it a little bit. Sadia Sin. Enemies start battles with 30% less attack and intelligence. Page 22. Okay. So. Okay. So I'm on page 22. Let me go back to the books real quick so that I can remember what I was doing. If I could remember where the books are, where are the books? There. Okay, it's at the start of the battle, right? Yep, okay, cool. So I was on page 22. Okay. That doesn't do anything. Cool. Enemies can only attack one at a time. Enemies can only heal each other one at a time. Enemies can only resurrect, can get one stack, can get one buff, can only cast spells one at a time. Maybe a Sadia Sin plus Sprite Sight here. I'm not really scared of spells per se. I'm more scared of them repeat casting spells. Although maybe causing them not to be able to cast spells in the first place might be the best idea, but I don't really have a strategy. Well, actually, there's a strategy I could utilize to make them all agile. If I understand that correctly. I might be completely misreading it. Oh wait, who messaged me? Okay, so they play around Blighted. These guys play around Feared. It'd be really weird if something didn't... Oh, I need to fucking... when your creatures buff an enemy, they debuff them instead. Your creature spells deal damage equal to 50% of damage using speed instead of intelligence. That might be interesting. At the start of battle, your creatures each have a 50% chance to cast one of their spells at random. Okay. It'll be fun. After your creatures are resurrected, they cast one of their spells at random. Before your other creatures die, they cast one of their spells at random. Okay. After your creatures take damage, they exceed 50% of their maximum health, they cast one of their spells at random. Once per turn. I don't like that. When your creatures cast a spell, they have a 50% chance to cast it additional time. No. When this creature has 50 more than 90% health, it gains invisible. Not really that useful, actually. You would think it would be, but not really. At the start of this creature's turn, it takes damage equal to 20% of its maximum health and converts 200% of it into intelligence. Really funny, but... No. Ooh, at the start of battle, this creature afflicts each enemy with 2 random debuffs. I mean, that kind of plays to my strategy a little bit. So let's do it. So let's fuse Necrogrimar with the Pit Wraith Redeemer. Okay. Now there is a chance they get Confusion again, in which case it only gives 1 proper debuff, but that's a chance I'm willing to take. Okay, that deals with enemies that have blading. So there's gotta be stuff that works with enemies that have confusion. After your creatures take damage from an attack or spell, they have a 35% chance to gain shelled. That doesn't stop them from getting one-shot though. Your creatures have a 40% greater chance to dodge attacks. That's not bad. That's not bad at all, actually. Theoretically, if I used the other cockatrices, then I could utilize stuff that was like, I don't know. Alright, let's use the Clawing Cockatrice with the Phase Marauder for now. So that will equal S3 creatures, also Cockatrice, plus team 40% dodge chance. The reason we like this is because, that's like one of the purest ways to dodge damage, which is really, 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 really good. Although I wish I had more phase guys so that I could have a defense stuff. All the buffs and debuffs last for only 1 turn. Terrible. Terrible. All creatures start battle with 75% more health. Eh. At the start of battle, your creatures gain major healing. I really want to make an Ophin team. I need to write that down. Did I write that down? I did not write that down. Hold on. Ophin light damage team. Okay, there we go. Playing with the sorcery spell. After your creature's menu casts a spell, this creature casts Magic Missile. Again, doesn't matter. After an enemy casts a spell, that spell gem is sealed. Might be good. Creatures can't gain stats. That might also be good. This creature attacks additional time. After this creature dies, it casts 3 of its spells. That could be really useful. But I'm not really playing around my own stuff dying, and I don't really want to plan for that. I am planning on putting Arcane Grimoire in the comp, so I don't think I'm going to play around attack. Okay. The start of battle, creature gains 3 random traits. That's That's funny, and that might suit the theme. So why the fuck not? For now, Mythicant Populi equals 2 extra race count plus 3 random trait BS. 3 random traits. Okay. Enemies take 25% damage for each debuff they have that they're resistant to? What the hell? That's so weird. As this creature's attacks, it increases the potency. Mites are so interesting. Determined by their attack rather than their speed. After this creature casts a single target spell, it also attacks that enemy 2 times. Okay. That's insane. After a creature is killed, your creatures gain a random buff. That's awesome. I mean, that's just good, isn't it? My only problem with this is that I don't really have a great way to kill the enemy, and if something mass dispels or kills my entire team instantly, whatever, I'm just gonna figure it out. Alright, so let's just do Drunker Luckmantria. 2 extra species count plus... Wait, that's not species count. Class count plus random kill buffs team-wide. And that says after 8 creatures killed. It kind of sounds like you're supposed to use the summoning spell over and over again with Lich Necromancer. Let me write it down. Lich Summoning Team. I don't know what the survivability of a Lich Summoning Team is, though. Enemies deal 5% less damage and take 7% more damage for each debuff they have. So that's a 5% decrease, but with the Pit Wraith Redeemer, that could be a 15% decrease. And they deal more damage to themselves as well. So that's not bad. That's not bad. At the start of each enemy's turn, this creature afflicts them with a random debuff. Yo! We might have found the jackpot. Yo! Alright, so let's fuse Mercurial Slime with the Leper Deathbringer. Blightbringer, not Deathbringer. So... Minion spread plus debuff affliction. Well, that's the thing, is it doesn't... Can they have that many debuffs though? I'm wondering. I mean, if I'm wandering around on new floors, then I don't believe I won't be able to... Up to 90%. I don't know what kind of debuff, how many debuffs you can put on the enemy. I don't want to rely on it right now, so let's... After an enemy dies, this creature casts a corpse explosion. It's kind of funny. There's literally no way in hell I am using leeches yet, I think. Okay. Okay, I had a feeling Colossus wouldn't really be useful here. Your creature's zombie minions now deal damage based on their master's highest stat, in addition to their creatures start battle with... Does that actually lower the number of zombies I have now that I think about it? Your creatures gain 1 to 3 random minions. That might just be good for... That might just be good for being a necromancer, so let's do... Inquisitor Egglayer plus... And then it's equals... Start battle, gain minions 1 to 3. I've been able to stack 12 to 6, so 12 average. Is there that many debuffs? Hold on, let me write down what page I'm on real quick. Page 12. How many debuffs do I have? Okay, bleeding, blighted, bind, bomb, burning, confused, curse, disarm, fear, frozen, inverted, poison, scorn, silence, sleeping, snared, stone, vulnerable, weak. There's not that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, I'll be damned. But I don't really have a lot of ways to deal debuffs. Wait a minute. Hold on. I have a thought. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How does that work though? If I afflict them with a debuff at the start of their turn, does their turn end? If I afflict them with a debuff and then this sends them to the bottom of the timeline, do they still take their turn? Ah, my head. At the start of each enemy's turn, they have a 5% chance to attack each other for each debuff they have. Okay. When your creatures would take damage from an attacker spell, they have a 5% chance to take 0 damage for each debuff they have. So a 50% chance isn't that good. For every 2 debuffs they have, their spells cost 1 more charge. I'm not really convinced by that. Your creatures have an independent chance to 25% chance for each buff the enemy has. I wish it was debuff, because that would be good. But do you know if that works? I haven't used these guys yet, but I've been wanting to. But do you know? Do you know if it works? Enemies are inflicted with a random debuff for every 2 debuffs they have. Like shit. No, they lose it. Same if you keep your team members at the top of the timeline. They can cause issues with some bosses. Some debuffs can make the enemies lose their turn as well. No. Okay, so I have... let me read. Which one is it? Leper Blightbringer. At the start of their turn, they get a debuff. Does Ryetrap's alcoholism trigger? If it hits the 10%, do they lose their turn? If they get sent to the bottom of the timeline. I see that debuffs can make the enemies lose their turn. Like Frozen. I know Frozen does that. But I don't know if this trait combination works the way I'm thinking of. I'm going to post this message in the Discord and see if that's... Okay, it can work. I think that's worth trying. So we're going to get the Ryetrap. Okay. That being said, this has become a lot more complicated now, which is really annoying. I don't know what to do. What spells do you have? One of your creatures is moved to the top of the timeline. This spell can only ever target one creature and can only cast once at a time. This spell's a booze spell. Okay, that's cool. All the creatures on the battlefield attack them spells. Isn't that just mass lacerations, but it's a green spell? Your creatures with splashing? No. Your creatures recover a large amount of health? No. The enemy with the highest attack at one of its allies for 200% normal damage. Okay, enemies take a moderate amount of damage and are afflicted with feared. Before I do that, let's look at what we have right now. So we're going to do the Ryetrap plus the Inquisitor Egg Layer right now. I've seen Succubus Spirit triggers with heals team my team at the top of the timeline. Ryetrap should work the same. Alright. Chance to send enemies to the bottom of the timeline. Plus start battles. Gain 1 to 3 minions. Alright, so we have the minion strategy still going, and we have some debuff strategies going on here, which isn't great. It really isn't. Guy of a headache. Alright, we were on page 12. I still haven't looked to see if there's allies that work with confusing. Wait, is the Ryetrap right there? What do you look like? Oh, it's a Venus flytrap, but he's made of booze. Hey. Okay. Alright, let's look around and see if there's anything that reacts to confusion, because that's the main thing we're looking for here. Okay. We're not playing a nature comp, so I'm not going to rely on imps here. That's another day. I'm sure we can do that, but that's fine. Griffins work with griffins. We already have our books. Okay. When this creature takes damage from it. Oh, when this creature. Never mind. Your creatures dodge and deal critical damage as if they have 100% more speed. Am I missing something? Is dodge based on speed? Where is my codex? Creatures stats. Determines the creature's starting location on the time. Also increases the creature's chance to dodge attacks as well as the amount of chances of critical damage. Okay, so that's something to consider. Oh, I just realized we didn't put Maria Grimoire on the comp. Fuck. Well, we can take the Joker, Lukmantria, and the Mythicant off the team, so we could probably put a Cediasin and Runic Grimoire on there. We were on page 9, I think. Fusion's Electropod traits activate as if your party contains 3 or more Electropods? How does that work? They have 7% more speed for each empty spell gem slot they have? Huh. Ah, that's why, because they have more speed. You could probably mix them with like wolves and like give them dire wolf stacks or something like stupid like that. Ooh, wait a minute. Where are my notes? Electropod Hound Team. Okay. I know there's a way to start enemies with burning. Nothing for when an enemy casts a spell on its own. Your creatures take 25% less damage? When your creature's artifact spell slots activate, those spells are cast an additional time. Ooh. That's not fair. Wait a minute, are artifact spell slots considered non-ethereal gems? Yeah, the diabolic guys go with each other, I remember that. They are their own thing. They're okay, so it's neither an ethereal spell gem or a non-ethereal spell gem. Okay. Okay. Is there anything that works with confusion? I've looked through most of these. And I don't have anything. Pasta Cherub is pretty funny. But if we're sent to the bottom of the turn order repeatedly, then it doesn't matter. Have you looked at Harpies? I'm not sure if I've gotten to Harpies yet. No, I've gotten past Harpies. Let's look at Harpies. I mean, Harpy Pillager is neat. Enemy attempts to cast a single target spell on any other creature, they have a 50% chance to target themselves instead. I don't know. I'm more concerned about AoE spells killing everything. But Harpy Torturer might be really neat. Harpy Torturer might be neat if we want to lure them into casting spells. The problem is that it doesn't deal with multi-target spells at all. I guess it stops spell spam and spell spread. Or like, am I thinking about this wrong, or is Harpy Torturer like actually really good? But they don't really have anything that synergizes with Confusion, unfortunately. I already looked at all those. It can be, but if you're concerned with spells, I would consider silence or stealing them instead. I could do silence again. I'm just like, I don't know though. I'd rather like make confusion like more effective or something if that's possible. And just have it hit itself. I'm not really concerned with beacons right now. Your death creatures and beacon creatures always have agile. I don't believe I have a way to make all of them into death creatures. Or at least I don't right now. I know there's a way to change your class later. Which spec are you running with it? What do you mean, which spec am I running with it? Oh, specialization? I'm doing Necromancer right now. That's why we have a lot of the minion tech in here. So we already have damage reduction going on because we have a lot of minion summoning going on at the beginning of the battle. We also have Writhlings at the start of the battle, which means if the enemies do hit us, they will be getting a massive ton of debuffs. Which, actually, now that I think about it like that, I might just want to run the other leper just for that. Just because, like, they have a very, very quick chance of getting screwed with debuffs. Actually, now that I think about it like that... Hold on. Where are the Inquisitors? Hold on. Let's look at the lepers again. Okay. Blightbringer. But what about Plague Spreader? There's a specialization that works around confuses its mechanic. Ooh. If at all possible, I want to do the Brewmaster and like make the Elemental team later, but otherwise I will think about it. Oh, my head, freaking criminy. Alright, so Plague Spreader is probably really, 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 really good, because all the enemy team has to do is hit us once, and... Ooh... Okay, let me think about this. They all have confusion. They get 2 at the start of the battle, and then they get another one from Blightbringer. So that's 4, meaning that's 20% damage reduction, plus the 50% chance to hit each other, or 30% chance to hit each other. I don't remember how confusion works. So that's a 20% damage reduction, which is really bad. But we already have the 40% dodge chance if they do manage to make a pest confusion anyways. I'm still working on unlocking Brewmaster and Gladiator stuff. Nice. So I think Plague Spreader would be really good. Okay. So we're going to do Leper Plague Spreader. Debuff, damage, increase / decrease. Alright. Now, we're going to take the Joker Locomantria out of there, because this is a spell-based comp. So, I'm going to put the Runic Grimoire in there, so that we have the Arcane buff. Okay. Now, there was another Inquisitor I wanted to look at, but I don't know what I would get rid of to put it on the team here. I use Stink with my debuffer, but I don't think you have access to the creature yet. Yeah, I don't think I do either. I'm depth 95 right now, which also means that I'm unlocking a lot of creatures right now. Like, there's a lot of creatures for a lot of species that I just literally haven't seen yet. I should probably wander around the different areas and just gather mana for each of them, but I've been neglecting that a lot so I could see newer stuff. I really shouldn't. I should like look around a lot of the older areas so I can collect each of the stuff I've been missing. But for now, let's look at the Inquisitors. Because the Inquisitors are really, really, really good. I really should make an Inquisitor comp, but I've been neglecting that, and I somehow skipped them at some point. I can't see them. Ah, there they are. Conquest, Death, Famine, and War are 100% more powerful. That makes 0 sense, but whatever. Are they melee attackers? No, they're casters. That's so stupid. Whatever. When your creature's Rideling's minion is inflicted a debuff, they also grant one of your creatures a random buff. In addition, your creatures start battle with a Rideling. Okay. Here's my question. Should we go with Weaver so that we start with a guaranteed Rideling? Or should we do Egg Layer, which has a chance to give us a Rideling anyways? But we already start with Ridelings. Like, I'm not sure. Because the way Ridelings work is when a creature is attacked or cast upon C. That's not helpful. I need help. I'm asking for assistance. Don't do this. No. This comp is already a dangerous game. I am playing a lot with luck chance with this. Sorry, red button. I say both. I would say both to see if they stack. They do. But the problem is, what would I switch out if I did that? We need the 3 cockatrice in the front because that's mandatory for the team building prerequisite. And because of the claw and cockatrice, it's going to make it so that everything else in the comp is a cockatrice, so we can use the cockatrice sigil to make sure that the enemy is always confused. So those 3 need to stay there. We need Phase Marauder because if the thing doesn't hit their own team, then we have a 40% chance to dodge, and that's to get around instant kills. We have Leopard Plague Spreader so that if they do hit us, then they deal less damage so we can survive, and hopefully multiple Rideling stacks will give them more debuffs. And if they hit themselves, then they take 7% for all of those debuffs, which is about 20% already. We need Runic Grimoire because this isn't going to be a physical damage comp, so this will basically make it so that we have all of our spell gems all of the time. We need Necro Grimoire, and we need Pit Wraith Redeemer to give the minimum 3 debuffs on all the enemies. Well, it's mostly 2 enemies. It's mostly Abadrop Runic Grimoire, a generous gem can give you more casts on extra monsters. Yeah, but it doesn't give you a lot of charges. Am I overthinking it? Do I not need the Arcane Grimoire? Am I just overthinking it, maybe? I don't know how many generous gems I have, though. That's not what I meant to do. Enchant. Generous. I have 12 jades. Okay, so I can raise the charges 12 times. Wait a minute, more casts on extra monsters? Generous is the one that gives you more charges, right? Like, I'm reading that correctly, right? With Generous Gem, the Ethereal spell will restock every fight. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Wouldn't? Sorry? Wait, what do you mean wouldn't? What would you not do? What? Tier 3 Necromancer. It looks really dumb. Let's do it. You wouldn't need extra charges because of the Generous Gem. Okay, that's what you're saying. Okay. Alright. So what we wanted... Is there anything else that might be preferable here? Like, damage-wise? So Weaver would guarantee us another rifling minion. So we will... Okay. Plus 1 rifling. Okay. I don't know if there's anything... I think this comp is solid. The only other thing is I don't know what I should put on this team. I feel like putting bulk is the right answer, but I also feel like just putting staffs for like casting is like the ideal option. We're also going to put the Boots of Minion Walking on Mercurial. Instead of Necro. Okay. Alright. I think this comp is pretty solid. I think. The only other thing is to test it. Now, the other thing about this comp is that this comp is luck-based. This comp heavily relies on enemies hitting each other and dealing more damage to each other. I didn't put a lot of the intelligence boosters in this comp that increase the damage by like 80%. So I'm not going to be just obliterating things from existence with steel beams. But that also has a chance to make things more fun. So, I think. So what do you think about the comp so far? Because this is, I feel like this is pretty solid. I feel like it's funny, which is a big part of it. It's really funny. We lowered the Cockatrice RNG as much as possible, so we don't have like bad stuff that like changes the class of everything to something that's bad. So I think this is pretty solid. Like, tell me if I'm missing something here, because I think the concept is solid. The actual cockatrice part about it is pretty not solid, because we're essentially just doing this team for the confusion. But we're working around the confusion a lot. And I'm hoping we can find spells... Question. When are you using the extra race and class boots for? I am not. So here's the big thing about this is, can I control Z this? Cool, awesome. The thing about cockatrices is that, oh god, where are these? Okay. The other cockatrices give you random abilities from the cockatrice. And we don't want that to happen, essentially. Because I'm looking for a trait that is saying based on the number of class monsters or race monsters. There's very few of them. I'm wondering what we can do with it as well. But I'm not focused on that right now, because I mostly don't want to change everything to the same class. I might do something with that later, but that's more of a fusion ability. Like, the Contagious Cockatrice just gives you random abilities from the Cockatrice, and it's just going to change everything into, like... right now, Phase Marauder is a sorcery, so it would make, like, all of my guys, like, sorcery guys. Which is not what I want. And then Cave Cockatrice is the same... like, there's probably cockatrices that I don't know about that probably have different abilities, but a lot of their abilities can't stack with each other. And I really don't want to make all of my team one element type. Like, so far, it's heavily biased towards Shadow, but we also have two natures and a sorcery in here right now. So there's a lot of neat things we can do with this comp currently. The big thing is that they're all cockatrices. Technically, with the way we have it set up right now, is we have 8 cockatrices. Because since we have a cockatrice in the first slot, clawing cockatrices will say that the last 3 creatures in the party are changed to that of the first creature in the party. And that will make the enemy permanently confused. Because that's how we designed the team. So in order to make this work, we had to make the second 2 slots to be other cockatrices. And that's why we went with Carrion and Clamorous. The only other thing with that is that I have to figure out what spells work here. Because I definitely don't have the spells for that. But we can work that out later. It's kind of really funny, actually. There's no chaos in the team whatsoever. But if I make the entire team into sorcerers, I'm going to lose my mind, because I've been playing with only sorcerers for a while now. We can do stuff like animated gem on the clawing cockatrices and stuff like that to, like, buff the team and, like, make it really annoying. But, for the stuff that's based on certain class and race monsters, I am mostly looking towards spell gems for that. I already looked at all the chaos spells. I don't know why I did. I would save this idea or look at diabolic horde options, but for now it looks like a bit incomplete due to the lack of options, but it's definitely fun. That's the thing, is it's just fun. I already made the boots of minion walking, so it's not really something I'm losing out on. The only thing I would be losing out on is the Rye Trap, but the way I have it set up currently, I will be able to face it in the mirror world and then we will be able to encounter it with the Divine Candle. So it's not a do-all end-all for what we've contributed. Oh, Curse of Gimli. Enemies are afflicted with poison and blighted. Ooh, nice. I'll save the idea or look at Diabolic Horde options. What is Diabolic Horde? Well, the whole thing is that we want Emmy to be confused. Like, I know the idea isn't perfect, but, like, neither was the other idea. Oh, that is funny. Yeah. I would not include realm instability, just to test? Okay. Alright, we're gonna go with it then. First of all, let's save. We are going to save this team as it is currently. Okay, so that is the group. So we are going to deposit our creatures, whose natures I forgot to change. Jilly Benita Spudge, Bird, Storm, Devon, Librarian the Second, Zombie Thriller, and He Who Will Shield. Okay. We are going to remove artifacts from all creatures at the menagerie. Remove spell gems from all creatures. Okay. I should have checked to see if the thing puts the gems on them again, but whatever. So let's go through these one at a time. We're gonna get all the cockatrices right now. Clamorous. What's up, buddy? Whoops, didn't mean to summon you. You're fine though. I know we need Ride Trap, so we're just gonna grab it. Let's get the other cockatrices out of the way. If I don't completely skip them by accident. Clawing is very essential for this team comp idea. I lost track of them. Okay, there we are. Carrion. Okay. Let's look for the Phase Marauder. I am trying to remember. Let's sort by alphabetical name. Okay, so let's look for P. What's up, buddy? Leopard Plague Spreader. Lightbringer, Inquisitor, I should make an Inquisitor team because Inquisitors are like super cool. So now we need the Necro Grimoire. There's a chance that I fuck this up. There is a very strong chance that I mess this up, actually. Pit Wraith Redeemer. Let's do that because I'm going down. The list. We need Mercurial Slime. What's up, buddy? Did you have artifact traits considered for this build? Only the boots of minion walking. The boots of minion walking are the only artifact traits considered for this build. I still need what primary item do you think would be like good for this comp? Because honestly, I'm not sure. I feel like making a speed comp might be the way, and just focusing entirely on the minions. The minions, the confusion, the dodging. I feel like that might be the way. I'm not entirely sure though. Like, what do you think? Which is weird because I want it to be a caster comp, but I want the enemy to kill itself essentially. I wonder if enemies play around that actually. Might be funny. Now we just need the Inquisitor Iglair. Did I get that already? I don't remember. Let's try. Okay, I think I summoned everything I needed to do already. Phase Marauder, Large Plague Spreader, Pit with Redeemer, the Rebringer, Inquisitor Iglair. Yeah, I think I summoned everything. I would say boots then. Okay, so we'll do all boots this time, and we'll see what happens. Maybe the 2 casters with staves? Ooh. I mean, which one do you think is like the caster? Maybe the Necro Grimoire? I mean, that makes sense. It's 4 boots and 2 staves? That sounds right. That sounds correct. Okay, let's dump these guys in there real quick. Bop, 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 bop. Fusion! Alright, where's clawing? Alright, I forgot that I had these guys. You're not useful to me. Not useful. No. 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 I missed one. Not really. Yeah, not really. Okay, whatever. Yeah, at least the Grim and probably the Cockatrice and Weaver combo. Yeah. The Weaver for sure, because I like nature spells. Okay. So we're going to fuse Clawing and Phase Marauder. So what is this game? This is Ultimate, or Siralim Ultimate. I forgot what I was doing. I need to not fuck up. Phase Marauder. Alright. Now what coloration do we go with? I feel like the lower left, it looks the least fucked up. I'm kind of tempted for the top left because I like the blue. So what do we do? Bottom left or... Oh wait, I need to turn this off. Hold on. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. I changed the name of this before I forget. There we go. So which one do we do? Bottom left or top left? We could also go bottom right, allegedly. Bottom right also doesn't look bad. Also, what do we use essence for that's not fusing? Because I feel like fusing is like the thing I do least in this game. I summon more than I fuse. Literally, every time. I like lower left myself. Alright, let's go lower left then. Let's go! The fusion was successful and the first member of our team comp is born. Alright, next is Carrion. Carrion is going to be fused with this, the Plague Spreader. Okay. Ooh, top left looks good. It's gotta be top left, right? So this is Siralim Ultimate. This is a RPG catch them all that's in the style of like older Final Fantasy types. It caught my eye during a sale, and I've been pretty much grinding it ever since. Some shop purchases, and I think other thing is, yeah, top left, yeah. I must be forgetting what else it's used for as well, because I don't think I used the shops enough. Clamorous Cockroaches. Okay, Clamorous will be fused with Weaver, as per the plan. Okay. I think all of these look bad personally. Bottom right looks the least bad in my opinion. But yeah, this game is fun for a lot of different reasons. This game is fun to grind. This game is fun for experimenting with team comps. I feel like I don't experiment with team comps as much as I want to, but it's one of the main allures of the game. And having multiple things makes it good. Bottom right, okay. Alright, we're gonna finish this up, and then I'm gonna hop off. Next time, we'll name them. The next one is our Necro Grimoire. So we're gonna try to speedrun this. Blightbringer is going to fuse with this. Ooh, I feel like the Poison Book or the bottom right. Poison Book, top right? I feel like that's the answer. Plus the pages like look like yellow, like an actual book. I played Monster Sanctuary first, used Vertrek on my team, then found out there was a crossover monster. Oh, there's a crossover from this game? Really? I played Monster Sanctuary, but I don't remember a monster from this game in that one. I actually didn't know it crossed over into other stuff. That's really cool, though. Alright, I got a speed run, so... Woo! He's purple. Definitely the Poison Book. I'm glad we're of the same mind. Alright, Mercurial Slime. I don't want to fuse the slime as the base because the slime looks dumb, but we're going to fuse Blightbringer. Did I look at the wrong one? I did. That was supposed to be Pit Wraith Redeemer. That doesn't hurt anything, thankfully, I don't think. Because they're both death. Wait. Wait. You're death, right? You're death. Okay, good. That was about to be very bad. I almost fucked that up. Okay. Pit Wraith Redeemer. Alright, Toxic Ooze, let's go. Ooh. No, you're ugly. Yeah, pretty much, right? Rye Trap will be fused with Egg Layer. Thank gosh I didn't mess that up. Because I was very close. This one looks the most solid. It actually looks like Coloresia, more close to its origin. So let's do that. Okay. Alright, so this is the team we'll take next time. I gotta get going. But it was very fun. It was a very short, very fun time. This is gonna happen every time I make a team. It's gonna be like a whole thing. But for now, thank you all for hanging out. It was very fun. Yeah, you're thinking bottomless too. Yeah. But I'm gonna get going. I hope everyone has a good day. Good night. Goodbye.